Hello everybody, welcome back to Lions Family Farms. We're gonna mow the rest of the hay down today. Bale what we mowed last week. I'm gonna get this haybine greased up. And this tractor, I got derated the other day going down the road. Derated, my power was derated. So we're gonna slap new fuel filter on that, and that should fix that problem right up. Dave should be here any minute. He said 8 o'clock. It's almost 8 o'clock. Huh. Well, they sent me the wrong filter. What are the odds? So, let's hope we don't get derated today, because it's a holiday and we're not going to be getting nothing today till tomorrow. We're going to use this tractor today and then not again until Thursday, so I think we'll be fine. All right, pull this out. I want to grease that haybine. You got it. That's probably good. There's the old grease man. I'm the mechanic around here. So Dave's off to mow. I brought the tether over and unfolded it. We have a 6-star Crone tether. It needs greased. I had intentions of doing all this in the wintertime, but I don't have a heated shop to work in, so stuff like this just gets put down the list. And it's a nice warm morning, and I want to use this later, so it's a good time to get it done. So, very easy piece of equipment to grease. You gotta get it folded up. I got a little bit to Ted here later this morning. Want to bale that tomorrow. It's not a lot, but get that radiator turned down. I don't want to get a copyright. Just pull back in the hydraulic. Up she comes. Pretty simple. This side's down the hill, so it's struggling a little more, but it'll make it up. And there's little things they lock in. Then it'll pick the front up. So last year, this accumulator here, or whatever, I think that's what it's called, it didn't let this cylinder extend because it builds air pressure. I don't know where it's getting the air, but it won't let these teeth come up the whole way. I think we're having that issue again. So I'm gonna get wrenches, break it free. The air will come out and then it'll work great. I did it last year, so I'm assuming that's probably the issue. So I got my adjustable. Oh yeah, that's the problem. That's what happens with air somehow gets in the hydraulic system. And she'll foam for a little and then the foam will stop. I'll tighten it up and it'll work like new. So, figured that was the issue. Well, it's pretty much done foaming. So we'll draw our bag up, jump in the tractor, and this should raise up good now. Oh yeah, levels are out. It's gonna feel a lot nicer driving that down the road now. I don't want those teeth catching on anything. So tether is all ready for action. Whenever I go, I want it to get a little later in the day here. Sun get a little higher, dry stuff out a little more. But I want to hook this to the rake. I might wash those windows. They're filthy. Oh, yeah, maybe we'll do that. We got time. Off to the rake. Pins in, everything else. Could you even believe that this rake has a control box in it? It does. Let's hook her up. Rake's unfolded. I had to reteach myself how to do it. You know how it goes. Goes a whole year without running a piece of equipment, you kind of forget a little bit, but once you start, it comes back to you. The rake's folded, but I'm gonna put some fuel in that tractor, pull it in the shade, so the cab's not as hot this afternoon when I get in there. Sitting over here at the fuel tank. Sometimes there's bees in there. I don't see none today, but I'm sitting in the cab, I ain't getting stung by no bees. Dave's out mowing still. Gonna go Ted shortly, little field, eat some lunch and break some hay. Tractor's in the shade. Everything's ready to go hay wise. I'm gonna go see what Dave, get some videos of him, and then probably gonna go Ted shortly. So the hay we want to bale today feels really good right now. I mean, it's still a little tough just because it's morning still. So probably a little around lunchtime or a little after, I'll roll it together. And then it'll dry a little bit when it's rolled together until Dave comes to bale. But I think we'll get some good hay off of it. Well, yeah. Baby beans are growing. As long as they stay growing. There's Dave. Feet at a time. Well, I need to get back to work. Being a video man's fun though. Curious heifers. They're like, what are you doing? Mr. Bull. You gonna come to the fence and get me? I hope not. Off to Ted. I'm not really sure what these little tires are rated for. Just gonna send it. This tractor don't go that fast, so I think it'll be fine. I didn't want to get the transport wheels when we bought it, so little wheels it is, but we'll be good. Up the road we go. Dave's mowing today, tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully it can get dry by the end of the week, which I think it will because it is plenty warm. Needs to rain or it's not going to be good. But I want to do that. I want to get the hay in first, then it can rain all at once. It needs to rain. I don't want to have to go replanting, but yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Then we are back to the farm. Gonna put this thing in the shed. I think I'm gonna go eat lunch. I'm pretty hungry, so that's the plan. Dave's mowing off the tank rollover spot. I'll have to ask him if he was scared. He might have been. So out here checking this hay. I'm gonna go rake it up. There's a few tough spots, but it's a little breezy out today and it's plenty warm and sunny. So once I rake it up, it'll dry out. Dave's got 7 more acres of hay to mow. And then he'll eat lunch and hook the baler up. And give it a little time after I'm done raking and he'll start baling it. Off to the rake I go. See how warm the cab is since I parked it inside. Oh, look at that. That worked out good. I really like this tractor, but there's one thing I do not like. There's no cup holder. That's just gonna have to work for now. Let's go raking. So I set my angulation earlier to what I think I'm gonna need it to be. I mean, I'll probably have to end up changing it, but we're gonna unfold. See if I can get all this little spot in one row, which I think I'm gonna have no issue doing that. So everything's down, and it looks pretty simple. I mean, I'm gonna give myself some throttle so the tractor's not weak. Do 1500 is pretty good. And I'm at C1. I'll speed up, slow down with the gears as I want. Off we go. So if you don't really know what raking hay is, it is. So this field's been tedded out, all the hay's been scattered, and the rake just goes through and puts it back in a row for the baler to bale up. That's pretty much what a rake does. I'm only going like 5.5 miles an hour. I can go faster. It won't rake it as good if I go faster. It'll leave skippers, and I don't want skippers. So I'm just taking my time. I mean, there's no time rush to this. As long as I get done before I gotta go milk, that's all that matters. So, yep, we're raking. So Pat used to do all the raking here. He has passed the torch down to me for that. He has got into county government as the county commissioner here in our county. So, this is my new, I have raked hay before, this isn't my first time, but now I get to do all the raking. Which I like raking hay, so. Man, would you look at those rows? Practically auto steer. Just kidding. But we're trying. I bet Dave will like them. That's the smallest I can make the rake. Look at that row. Dave's gonna like that row. Oh yeah. Looking good, looking good. Off to the last field for today. This field was the toughest, but it's rolling together pretty good, so I'm not worried. I think it'll be fine. Oh yeah, that's rolling together nice. I don't see much green stuff at all on that. Go a little bit faster. I'm gonna plug my kicker wheels up if I go too fast. Too much crop goes through at one time, and then you get jumbled up, and then you got a big wall of hay, and you gotta get out. And it's hot out, you know. Who wants to get out of the tractor when it's hot out? Not me. It's nice and cold in here. I might have turned the AC down. That's how fun it goes these days. It's fun. Here comes Dave. I guess he's done mowing. You gotta get that baler hooked up now. Our tedder I had on here earlier kind of windrows the hay, and I was reading on looking too that I can change the pitch of the tedder with the wheels so that it that bend more down, so it throws the hay further and spreads it out a little better. So if anyone knows anything about that, it's a good idea to do. I was thinking about doing it and seeing if that would make it spread it a little better, because it kind of windrows it, and I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, it's a nice tedder, but I wanted to spread the hay. So I might give that a try. We'll see before next cut. Raking's done. Dave went to eat lunch, so I'm gonna work on unhooking the haybine and get it ready for the baler. So when he gets here, he can start. Baler's hooked up. Found a nail in the driveway, not good. Gotta go get a jug of environment juice for the tractor. Oh, critiquing my hose hookup. I'll wait till I fire it up to see if I approve. You sound like Billy Joe. Well, about halfway done here so far. Everything's running smooth. It's always a good sign when it's the first time you had it out for the year. Always a plus. I'm not going to get too in depth on the baler here in this video, but it's definitely one of the easier pieces of machinery to run when it's all working smooth. You just straddle the row and go until the monitor tells you the bell chamber's full. It'll wrap it for you and you put it out the back. Well, I can tell I must have cleaned up stuff pretty well at the end of last year, because the head barely wants to come up at all. So I got some chaff built up in there that I'm going to clean out. I'm going to clean all this stuff out of here, see how much of a difference that makes. There we go, much better. I know one thing, this air conditioning is not doing its job. I think I'm just going to pull up to the shed, look for my best friend, that kitty cat, and curl up with it on a bell. Speak of the devil, there he is. He's out of here. Alright, I'm back on task now. Just had this field here yet to do. That'll be it for this go around. Now that I told you how easy it is to run a round baler, I guess I'll tell you some things that can be hard. But it's rather steep here, and there's a house right there. And being that it is a round bale, they will roll down the hill. So if you let it out in the wrong manner, it'll end up in the house or the crop or whatever you have down below you. Now I realize that would make some pretty good footage to roll a round bale down into a house, but I guess we'll pass on that for today. Maybe next week. Well, that takes care of these few fields. Stay tuned for the rest. Think I can bale this tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, that's gonna wrap this video up. Really appreciate you guys watching.